You know, I'm not feeling at all well, Sarah, dear.
Ah.
Ah. Is that all you can say? Ah.
I'm sorry, Mother, but that is the third time in the last hour that you said you're not feeling at all well. The first time I said I was sorry. The second time I said, did you want me to call the doctor, and poured you an enormous sherry. And the third time, I'm afraid all I could think of to say was, ah.
You'll be old yourself one day, Sarah.
Yes, Mother. God knows I'll recognise the symptoms when it happens.
And you'll discover that it's no fun.
I'm sorry, look. You want to get out more.
Of course, you don't help.
Don't I?
No. When you get to my age, you need people around you who can cheer you up, not bring you down all the time.
Well, if that's what I do, perhaps you'd be better off without me.
Yes, perhaps I would. I mean, I can still cook for myself, though. When that becomes impossible, I suppose I could always arrange to have meals on wheels.
Yes, you could.
Pity one can't arrange to have sympathy on wheels. Or a little lively conversation on wheels. Or some sparkling companionship on wheels. Of course, it was different when Clare was here.
Yes, yes, it was.
She was so bright and lively, so vital. She used to bring a little sparkle into my life.
And into mine. Still, she's got her own life now, living with Edward.
Though why they had to move to Australia.
They had to move to Australia, Mother, because Edward was offered a job in Sydney.
Yes, yes, yes. No, Clare really used to cheer me up.
Yes.
Cheerful presents to have about the house. Unlike you.
Thanks.
Even when Clare was feeling down, she just used to go off and get into a hot bath and get it out of her system.
Yes.
She inherited my sunny disposition.
Did she?
Yes, you didn't.
Oh. Well, I can't say I've seen too much evidence of your sunny disposition lately, Mother.
That's because you're always bringing me down. Of course, I don't feel at all well. How is Clare? Have you heard anything from her lately?
Mother, I showed you that letter that arrived last week. You're as up-to-date as I am.
She doesn't say much in her letters, does she?
She tells us everything she's doing.
Yes, but she doesn't tell us everything she's feeling.
No.
Well, if you hear any more, do let me know.
Well, of course I will, Mother, for heaven's sake. Do you imagine she writes a whole different set of soul-bearing letters to me, which I don't show you?
Well, No, I suppose that is unlikely.
Thank you.
I mean, if she were to write those sort of letters, she'd be more likely to send them to me.
Thank you. Well, you must excuse me. I must go and get ready.
Are you going out again?
Again? Mother, tonight is Tuesday night. I am going to my Italian class. The first evening I have been out, as it happens, since last Tuesday's Italian class.
Oh, is it? Well, you go off and have a good time, dear.
Thank you.
Don't bother about me sitting here all on my own.
You just said that I'm no help when I am around. So why are you making such a fuss about being free from my depressing influence for a couple of hours?
I'm not making a fuss.
You could have fooled me.
It's just that this evening I'm not feeling at all well, Sarah, dear.
Mother!
Yes, it's all right, Edward. Well, if you've got to work late, you've got to work late. That's fine. I know. I know. Look, I'll see you later, and don't worry about me. I am a grown woman, for goodness sake. Bye. I am a grown woman, aren't I?
Oh, this business with Eleanor's all humbug, Sarah.
Yes, I'm sure part of it's humbug, but I do worry about her.
Which is exactly what she intends you to do. Look, I love your mother dearly, but the fact remains that she is a wicked old emotional blackmailer, with the height of a rhinoceros, an ego the size of Caligula's, and the moral sensibility of King Herod.
Speaks very well of you, Russell.
No, but really, Sarah, you mustn't let her manipulate you. I mean, all this not feeling at all well nonsense, I bet there's absolutely nothing wrong with it.
I think you're probably right this time, but the fact remains she is in her late 70s, and in spite of all the crying wolf, one day there'll be a real wolf.
But for the moment, it's all just huff and puff, and let's see if I can blow my daughter's house down.
The trouble is, since Clare's been gone, we do live more and more in each other's pockets. I mean, you'd hardly know Mother had a flat of her own. My little place is so bleak, you know. Your company may not be up to much, Sarah, but at least you've got a nice sitting room.
And nice heating and phone bills?
Well, they may be part of the attraction.
You should get out more, Sarah. You and Eleanor don't see enough different people. You just stay in the house and get on each other's nerves.
That's a very common situation. It's called family life.
Eleanor used to have a very full social diary. A hectic round of geriatric jollity. What's happened to all that?
Don't know, she just seems to have lost touch with people.
Well, what about Vera Poling? I was always hearing about Vera Poling, who lived at the Sycamores and had a daughter who was married to a merchant banker.
Yes.
What's happened to Vera?
It's a very good question. Mother's hardly mentioned it for months.
That's it, then. They've had a row. Eleanor's said something unforgivable.
But Mother was always saying unforgivable things to Vera Poling. It was the basis of their relationship.
Well, this time maybe she's gone too far. Said something so utterly unforgivable that she's been drummed out of the bridge club.
Possibly. Or perhaps in a rare moment of worm-turning, Vera said something unforgivable to Mother.
But what?
Well, there's only one word that could provoke this reaction.
Not.
Yes. If Vera had ever dared call Mother common, anything could have happened. Come on, Mother, cheer up.
Why?
Well, there must be something you've got that you're looking forward to, mustn't there?
Yes, there mustn't there, Sarah? No, I can't think of anything.
Well, isn't the Bridge Club over 70s tournament coming up soon?
Is it? I don't know.
You always enjoy that, Mother, because it gives you a chance to run circles round Vera Poling.
I doubt if I could run circles around anyone now, Sarah. I'm afraid my circle-running days are over.
I'm sure you still could round Vera. You always used to say that Vera was born with the intellect of a fruit fly and that it hasn't improved with age.
Did I say that? I don't remember.
How is Vera? I haven't heard you mention her recently.
No.
Well, is there any reason?
Suffice it to say, Sarah, that I used to think that Vera Poling was my sort of person. Not as intelligent as I am, of course, but in some respects, my sort of person. I no longer think so.
May one ask why?
No, that's my last word on the subject.
Oh, let's try ringing Clare. I'm never exactly sure what the time difference is, but it's about 10 hours. Lunchtime here, 11 o'clock at night in Sydney. And they must be out. It's strange not knowing what sort of place she's living in. No, she's not
Hello?
there. Clare, love. It's me, Mummy.
Ah.
What?
I said ah.
Ah.
Well, hi.
Hi.
Well?
This is frightfully expensive. We shouldn't really be wasting it all in monosyllables.
No.
Anyway, how are you?
Fine.
Edward?
Fine. You?
Fine?
Granny?
Fine?
What's fine then?
Well, there's one little monosyllable that's done more than its fair share in this conversation.
Do let me have a word, won't you, Sarah?
Yes, of course, Mother. So, what have you been up to, Clare?
Oh, this and that.
Is Edward there?
No. Actually, we went out to a party and he decided to stay a bit longer, but I wanted an early night.
A big hot bath first.
Yes, that's right. Actually, it's running now, so I'd better go.
Oh, no, don't go quite yet. There's so many things I want to ask you.
Like what?
Well,
Look,
just talk.
does Granny want a word?
Yes, she does. I'll put her on. Mother.
Hello, Clare, darling.
Hello, Granny.
How are you?
Fine. And you?
Fine.
You're really keeping well?
Very well, Clare, thank you.
And the old social life's as busy as ever?
Never busier. Hardly a dull moment.
Well, look, my bath's about to overflow, so lots of love.
Oh, Clare, I must just tell you, I like to keep abreast of what you're up to in Australia, so every day I watch Neighbours and Home and Away.
Oh. Well, I must go.
Yes, lots of love, Clare. Bye.
Bye.
No, but I just wanted to... She sounded in good spirits, didn't she?
Wasn't the only one, was she?
What do you mean?
Well, you were suddenly extremely perky, weren't you? None of this not feeling at all well, was there?
Well, I don't want to depress Clare by telling her how I really feel. After all, she is 12,000 miles away.
I see. Because I'm only a couple of feet away, it doesn't matter depressing me. Is that what it is?
Yes, exactly. So glad you understand, Sarah.
There's your first-class stamps, dear. And tell me, Glenys, have you seen anything of Ellen in the press, Scott?
No. Hardly anyone's seen her since she had that bust-up with Vera Poling.
Yes, I know. It was dreadful, wasn't it? And I gather that Vera is saying all sorts of things about Ellen. Really?
Oh, sorry. Stamps for this, please. 50 first-class stamps.
I think so. I do. I think it's very silly.
Oh, I'm afraid that's the way it is, Valerie.
Oh, dear. Perhaps Eleanor will change her mind.
And maybe I'll marry Jason Donovan. I can't stand here gossiping all morning. I'll see you, Valerie.
For my nephew.
Oh.
He collects stamps.
Ah.
I don't know, Russell. Over thousands of miles of telephone cable at God knows what price per minute. I find it impossible to get any feeling of intimacy with Clare.
It must be tough.
Everything takes on such momentous significance. You feel every word should count. And you end up only saying words of unbelievable triviality. Letters don't help much either.
No, it's a great skill, maintaining a relationship by correspondence. I remember a few years back, Bob had to go and do a 3-month course in Carlisle.
Gosh, how exotic.
We tried writing. Didn't work. My letters were far too literary, and Bob's were, well, frankly, dull. We nearly split up over that.
Thanks, Russell. That's cheered me up enormously.
Sorry. Don't worry, you and Clare will always be close. Nothing will change that.
I'm not so sure. I think I'd feel happier about it if I was convinced everything was all right between her and Edward.
Don't you think it is?
Well, I have no reason to think that it isn't. It's just when Clare goes all brittle and evasive on me, I start thinking there must be something wrong.
Ah.
Still, it is her life and I am supposed to be working in this bookshop, not doing my impression of Clare Rayner's postbag. Right. What needs doing?
Well, nothing much, really. We're pretty up-to-date on everything.
You're a fat lot of help, Russell.
Oh, incidentally,
What?
news on the Vera Poling front.
Really?
Mm-hmm. I overheard some old biddy in the post office this morning chatting to that woman with the dyed red hair.
Valerie Brown on the pension counter. Formerly an important substation in Mother's communications network. Did they realise you were eavesdropping?
Well-
Or did you think up some frightfully clever way to disguise what you were up to?
Well, quite clever. Anyway, it turns out that, yes, Vera and Eleanor have had a row.
About what?
That I don't know.
And you don't know who started it?
No, but it seems that Vera's very disgruntled about the whole business and taking it out on the assembled geriatrics up at the Sycamores.
So now we've got the pair of them sitting at opposite ends of the town on their high horses and making everyone within range utterly miserable.
Yes. Nobody seems able to break the deadlock.
Well, I'm going to.
How?
Confrontation. I'm going to get some straight answers out of Mother.
Well, there has to be a first time for everything, Sarah.
Mother, what did you say to her?
What makes you think I said anything?
Oh, 40-something years of hearing you say things.
What?
Did you say to Vera's face that you thought she was marginally less intelligent than a sheep?
No. Well, yes, I did actually, but that wasn't the cause of our argument.
Did you say to Vera's face that her dress sense made Patrick more look chic?
I may have done, but it wasn't that.
Did you say Tricia's merchant banker only married her because there were tax advantages?
Yes, certainly.
It wasn't that?
No.
But it's ridiculous, Mother. I mean, it's not just Vera. You seem to have cut yourself off from all your other friends.
Well, that is my choice. I presume I have the right to choose with whom I consort.
Well, you certainly do, but at the moment you're not consorting with anyone. Except me, and you're driving me mad.
I see.
Well, and I'm driving you mad, too. Go on, admit it.
Well, yes. But then you always did drive me mad, Sarah.
Anyway, look, Mother, this has gone on long enough. You and Vera should make up.
Apologise.
Well, if that's what's required, yes. Whoever needs to apologise should apologise, and then you should meet up on some neutral territory. Why not for this, over-70s bridge tournament, and for heaven's sake, get things back to normal?
Well, thank you for your advice, Sarah. Offered unsolicited.
But, Mother, nothing can be that important. To harbour grudges like this is just arrogant and pig-headed and vindictive.
I see. So I'm arrogant, am I?
Well,
And pig-headed and vindictive?
I didn't...
Yes, you did. I didn't come up here to be insulted, Sarah. You will forgive me, won't you?
Mother! Hello.
Hello, Mummy, it's me.
Clare, how lovely to hear you. But, goodness, what time is it with you? Must be the middle of the night.
About 4:30.
But...
Oh, I just happened to be awake and I thought, well, why not give the old boot a call?
Oh, thanks. So, what have you been up to?
Oh, this and that.
Expansive as ever, Clare. And Edward's all right?
Yes. Not here, actually. Off on this course.
Oh?
Everything all right your end?
Yes. Well, your grandmother's being impossible, but then what else is new? She has now managed to fall out with one of her oldest friends.
Vera Poling.
Yes. How did you know?
Granny wrote to me about it.
Oh. So, do you mean Granny writes to you?
Of course she does.
And you write back?
Well, it'd be pretty rude if I didn't, wouldn't it? I write back when you write to me.
Yes, it's just... I show your letters to Granny.
So?
Well, she doesn't show me the ones she gets from you.
Well, that's up to her, surely.
Yes. I say, Clare, Granny didn't tell you what it was that she and Vera called about, did she?
Yes.
What was it? What was the unforgivable thing Granny said?
It wasn't Granny, it was what Vera said that was unforgivable.
Oh.
She was, as ever, comparing her daughter Tricia.
The one who's married to a merchant banking.
Yes, with you.
With me?
And Vera said that because you were so rude to Granny all the time, that meant you didn't love her.
What?
Oh, and Granny was so furious that she refused to speak to Vera ever again until she apologized.
Oh. Oh, dear.
So you don't know exactly what Vera said to Eleanor?
No, but whatever it was, it did the trick. Mother is now firmly back in her social stride. Her phone's ringing constantly.
The geriatric gossip service checking in with their latest bulletin.
Exactly. I think that must have been the worst part for Mother, being deprived of gossip. It's like oxygen to her.
But her nosiness is now once again fully serviced.
Oh, you bet. You'll never guess what she told me last night. You know that man on the delicatessen counter in Sainsbury's?
Oh, the one whose nose wouldn't look out of place in a punnet of strawberries.
Well, apparently he's having a fling with the vicar's wife.
Good heavens.
Oh, yes. Sylvia Waits from the Meals on Wheels saw him going round to the vicarage during evensong with 2 salamis and half a parmesan.
Boggle.
I'm going to get the latest update from Mother this evening.
Well, keep me informed. I'm intrigued to know what they do with the parmesan. And you haven't heard anything else from Clare?
No, no.
I'm sure she's fine.
Yes, yes, I'm sure she is. Come in, Mother.
Goodness me, Sarah, dear. We had such a silly evening at the bridge club.
Oh, good. Did you? Would you like...
Oh, thank you, dear. It was the over-70s tournament. And honestly, I mean, the way Vera Poling was playing. As you know, I'm the most charitable person in the world.
Yes?
But even I have to admit that I've met budgerigar girls with more intelligence than Vera. Reg was partnering her this evening, and I really thought he was going to have another bypass. He was cross enough when we drew partners. He hoped to get me, of course.
Of course. You actually draw for partners, do you?
Oh, yes. Vera's known throughout the club as the short straw.
Mother, do you really say these things about Vera to her face?
Of course I do, dear. It'd be dishonest to say them behind her back. Anyway, that's what friends are for.
Incidentally, Mother, I did find out what it was that Vera said, you know, that made you actually break off communications with her.
What? Oh, that was just a silly misunderstanding.
No, I wanted to say, I mean, I was really touched that...
I don't know what you're talking about, Sarah. Did you have a pleasant evening?
Well, it's not a Tuesday, no Italian, so...
You know, you really should get out more. Not just for your Italian.
You're right, Mother, I should. But I don't know, I just seem to have lost all confidence in my abilities.
Incidentally, Sarah, talking of Italian...
Yes?
You remember I told you about the vicar's wife and the 2 salamis and the half a parmesan?
Yes.
Well, now it seems that there's a whole tub of stuffed olives involved.
Is there really?
Would you like me to tell you about it, Sarah?
Yes, go on. You tell me.